Welcome to Workfish and SITREPs. I'm here with Frank from the Great American Rail Trail. Frank, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Frank Nicholson, Air Force veteran. Then I retired as a civilian out of the Space Force. I did, as Michelle mentioned, I did the Great American Rail Trail in 2025. My background in the military was space and missiles in the Air Force, with a lot time downrange in Iraq, and then also some time in Russia and Ukraine.
So you wanted to bike the Great American Rail Trail. Why biking?
So, well, it's interesting on how I fell into this. And I think it's how a lot of people actually fall into some of these programs is specifically biking for me since I was probably, I don't know, a teenager was one of my ideas that I wanted to try, and I wanted to bike across the US. And so by the time I got to where I had the time to do it, I started looking for veterans groups that might be doing something similar. And I just happened to stumble across warrior expeditions that did exactly what I wanted to do in a way that I probably wouldn't have been able to do it all by myself without all the support from all the sponsors and y'all's great organization. So it just worked out perfect. And I found you guys probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days before the applications were due. So it just really all came together. So it was perfect. I really wanted to do the bike, like I mentioned, and I thought you guys were going to select me for the paddle, just because that's my background is in whitewater rafting and kayaking and that type of stuff. So I was super, super excited to actually get selected for the one that I really wanted to do.
Well, we were happy to have you, and we know all the supporters really enjoyed having you too. So
yeah, I had great experiences with all the supporters. I did generally keep a journal every day, and there was lots of funny things that happened with lots of the supporters, but it was really fun. And what was really great about it for anyone that gets selected for this type of program, specifically this one, if you keep a record, you're going to pick up so many friends along the way. And it's really cool because as you're out on the trail, some people ride together or hike together or paddle together. But how I ended up is biking specifically. A lot of people bike their own speed. So yeah, so people will bike or hike their own speed. So you spend a lot of time on your own, and all of those people that you pick up along the way, your supporters and just friends you meet that, will start to follow you and interact with you. So it kind of keeps you uplifted that you're connecting with more than just your family back home, but literally hundreds of people that you pick up along the way. So it was pretty actually cool. So when you'd hit those low spots, people would be watching your stuff and say, "Hey dude, you look kind of down. Is everything all right?" So it was pretty cool. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it pays to be authentic.
Yeah.
It's not all butterflies and rainbows.
No, it's definitely true.
It's the hardships are what make it worth doing.
Right.
So, no, we appreciate all those things.
Yeah.
Well, being authentic, what was it really like to cycle from Washington, D.C. to Washington State?
So the best way to describe it would be, I don't know if people that do like the Appalachian or the paddle experience the same thing. It becomes Groundhog Day. It's so, even though every day is so different, you meet different people, you may be in different weather conditions, different terrain. So you might be in a hailstorm with 40-mile-an-hour winds in your face, or you might be in 100-degree heat. But the bottom line is you're going to bike between, generally 50, 60, 70 miles every day. And so your butt's in a bike seat and you're just pedaling along. And so you end up with a lot of time to really process a lot of things in your life and go over things. You're not going to fix anything, but you definitely get a chance to think about things that hey, here's some things that I've been ignoring and that I need to work on, and even if it's when I get back, hey, I need to dive into some of this stuff more deeply. So really, it was a lot of time to reflect on not even necessarily things that you've done bad, sometimes things that you've done well, and to give yourself credit for those things that you blame yourself for, all kinds of things. So
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is what the whole program's about. It's reflection and a reset for some people. And, you can use these tools to go back out. If you are having challenges in your everyday life, you can go back out and do a little reset by jumping back on the bike, for an extended period of time and dealing with all those things again and then going home. So with that, what was your favorite part of the whole trail?
Yeah, so really it's hard to separate a favorite. So there's two unique elements, and they were both incredible. So, and we've already talked about one of them, really, all the people you meet. So that was, that's absolutely so valuable and so cool. The other part that I thought was super amazing and just as valuable as the people was the trail itself. Just being out there, just getting that. The other we already talked about as well, being able to make those connections within your own head, all that time. And and I'm a glass half full guy. I found all of the scenery in the entire way across the country strikingly beautiful. It was amazing. People would get tired of, hey, we've been in the corn for 6 days. Hey, I thought the corn was amazing. So every now and then you can go run around in the corn. It was great. It was absolutely great. I didn't find any part of the country boring or ugly, or I just thought the whole thing was amazing and beautiful.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's hard to do, and it's a really good way to look at it. Like, how often are you gonna be riding through cornfields?
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Probably now, not again for a while, huh?
Yes. So on that same thing, probably to my detriment, was finding everything so beautiful. I would tend to watch things, and I sure crashed a lot.
No.
Just because I would not be paying attention, and I would drive off. I'd be looking at like a rock bluff and drive off the side of the trail and down hills. I mean, even from when we first started along the C&O I ended up in the canal once. So I mean, that's just kind of me. I had a lot of crashes.
Well, on a positive note, Sean has unboxed the bikes, and he actually complimented you guys and that they're all in really good condition. So
nice.
Despite all of your
faults,
you've managed to, not destroy the bike, which is great.
that was pretty good. We had to bend some things here and there, but they've been pretty good.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
The most damage I did was to a car, because a car plowed into the side of me, and I ended up on the hood with my bike. And that hood was smashed. It was totally smashed, but I was fine. The bike was fine. It was pretty good.
That I didn't hear about that one.
It was on a day where my two ride buddies, there was a spot on the trail where they zigged and I zagged, and so we were about 3 days apart. We met back up in Missoula, and both John and Michael crashed coming down a gravel pass. Pretty significant crash.
I remember their crash.
Yes. And then as we got into Missoula, we met up and headed towards a hotel that someone spotted us a hotel. And I had met up and said, well, at least I haven't had any problems today. So that's too bad you guys wrecked. But then on the way to the hotel, a car ran over me. So
you had to say something.
I should have kept my mouth shut, and that's kind of the way it is.
Okay. Yeah, I heard about their crash. I did not hear about yours, but
yes,
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, no, I was really sore for about a week.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so between crashes and time to reflect on the trail and falling off the bike and falling into things, what kind of changes do you think you experienced on the trail?
Change is hard. Change is really hard because, you know, even through noticing and making recognitions of where I need to work, hey, I got to work. So the biggest change is being able to note those things and actually start to work on those on the trail. But things that I had been ignoring for 15 years, where I kind of knew there's some issues here and there. Well, shit, I more than kind of knew. There's things that I knew I needed to work on, and it really gave me the power to actually attack some of those things.
Yeah, no, that's great, because that's exactly what this is for.
Yeah.
So now you've been home
Yes.
for a couple months. How do you think those changes are affecting you at home?
Well, so now this is what's been more changeful is that since I've got home, I've actually leaned into those things. I've actually reached out and been able to say, hey, I probably needed some professional help on some of these things. So I've been able to connect with providers, and really what really got me pointed that way on to reach out on some of these things was the people I traveled with said, hey, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. This is what's helping me. This is what I'm doing. So being able to lean on my compatriots to make things normal and make things not be the tough guy and just eat it all day long, go out there and actually address some issues.
Yeah, I think that's great. You know, a lot of people do think that, like we talked about, the trail is a healing thing, and it is a healing thing, but it's not an end all be all. It's
right.
A process,
right?
So some people come out of it like, oh, I feel so much better. Like, this is what I'm going to do. Here's the direction I'm going to go in. And some people are like, wow, I have issues. Like, that was me. I did the same thing on the 18.
Yeah.
You realize, like, I have to go talk to somebody. I have to go figure this out. And that's exactly what you're doing, which is great. It's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So the other thing that I found challenging, just from a personal point of view, and I'm sure everyone experiences this, is as you're out there working on a lot of this stuff for yourself, guess what? Life goes on. So you're missing those opportunities to try to do things in your relationship to strengthen it where you might have issues. You're missing, you know, birthdays, you're missing hard things, and you're missing good things. And those don't really stop. So you're working on yourself and going, God, I need to really attack some of these other issues too. And so it's kind of a hard balance, but I found it a little bit challenging, but I knew I had to dive back in on some stuff when I got back.
Yeah. I think it's hard for families, obviously, you know, especially in the military, you being gone.
Yeah.
And then being like, hey, you're missing all these milestones, you're missing these things for us.
Right.
But at the same time, knowing that you have the support of those people to be like, hey, go take time for yourself and go figure out your stuff so that when you do come home and you experience these milestones with us, it's better.
Right.
Like, and I think having that, you know, you had that support system, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, now you're back home with your family and you get to be like, hey, look, it's working.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. Good. Well, thank your family for letting us borrow you.
I will.
For a couple months. And do you have anything else, or all the questions I had for you today?
I don't know. I would just say if anyone is thinking about like applying to specifically this program, but there's lots of other programs as well, just really get out there and do it, because it's going to do nothing but help you as a person. Specifically, boy, that's a hard word for me. That word for the Warrior Expedition team and for all of their sponsors. Anyone's interested in doing some improvement on themselves that they've been ignoring, I would definitely contact the Warrior Expedition team and look for their application process. It's easy to find online. It's easy to complete, and it can do nothing but help you. So I thank you guys for the opportunity, and I am proud to have done it. And I'm also more excited that other people are going to get to experience and change their lives as well.
Well, we appreciate it. And like I said, you were definitely an addition, you know, this year. We appreciated your stories and all the antics and everything else. So thank you. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate
wonderful.
it.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.